Hello everyone, my name is K-Hug, you can call me Kyler, and welcome back, or welcome to the Season 2 Let's Play Minecraft Survival Series. Whether you've been here for a long time, whether you've been a long time subscriber, or just stumbled in here, I want to thank you for your support, so hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share with your friends, and leave some kind words in the comments down below. Alright, let's get this video rolling. If I've got these two items in my inventory, we are doing something we don't want to do, and that is go to the Nether. We're going to head in there because I've got some updates. Can I just equip this? There we go. Because we are going to today work on a new project idea. So this stemmed from the conversation we had last time about getting some piglin trading going, and we need a bunch of gold for that, but we need to establish ourselves in the Nether. I've just been using that Nether portal up behind me on the cliff over there just to get all the blackstone for you, the base around here, and I want to make that process easier, I guess, in short terms, by being able to just trade with the piglins, but I've got to get a place there that's safe for me to hang out in, and I think this is the episode in which we will be doing that. Say good afternoon to Blue and Beef. Also, don't forget in the comments down below, or on the last video if you didn't already do it, leave a name suggestion for this bird here, starting with the B, and not a common name. We got Blue and Beef, another short B-lettered name for that guy there. Let's hope for no ghosts. So in the immediate area, we got our gold lawn, so we got a lot of piglins. I just noticed piglins spawn here a lot, so I think this is going to be a great outlet and a great place to start our base, centered upon this portal here. I probably need to actually do some math in the overworld to figure out what direction we want to go in. What I'm going to do, this isn't a very good place. Maybe we're going to make some modifications. Let's look around real quick. This is two magma cubi. They spawn like crazy, and ghosty. Alright. We got our shot off in time. Look at all the magma cubes that spawn here when you clear out the blackstone. That is ridiculous. So we're at the Nether, we're at our Nether portal, and what we're going to do is we are going to build a, oh no. We are going to un-F5. How did I look at you on accident? Alright. Now that the rude eruptions are gone, or dealt with, we are going to create what I'm going to call a biosphere in the Nether. We're going to bring the outside world, the overworld, and bring it into the Nether here. We're going to build a half sphere, so a dome structure, kind of centered off of our Nether portal here. So it's going to go probably 25 blocks in all directions centered upon this portal. And I want to actually kind of feel that out real quick. So 51 from here puts us roughly, yeah, in this hillside. And then we are on negative 13. This should put us at roughly negative 38, which is here. I like the idea of having this biosphere, but I'm going to be real honest with you. Having it here is kind of underwhelming. There's not a lot going on, but I guess it still is. It is what it is. I really want to use this as our starting point. So maybe I need to head to the overworld real quick and see if maybe we don't want to move this portal, but I don't want to lose the location either. Let's run out here real quick, take on the mobs that we may encounter, and just maybe address or assess a new area, and maybe we can move the Nether portal. This may be the optimum location. We can get it out maybe in that lava lake or something. Then when we come through the portal, we have all this ominous terrain around us, or even right down here. And then we are inside of our little safety capsule. I'm going to just get some rough coordinates. We're roughly negative, we'll call it negative 10, negative 120. I want to see what this is in the overworld. Unfortunately, for us, I believe if we times all that by 8, we're going to negative 10 and 120. Let's get out of here real quick. Whoa. Alright, without looking at any intermin, I've kind of like this spot. We've got the mix of the warped biome with the basalt biome, and it's a big, large, flat, open area. Let me see what the coordinates are here. I know this is not what we were looking for, but this might be an even better location than what our math provided us. It may be beyond this, because this technically is only 20, right? If I think about the math, let's wait till we get to 320. That'll technically be 40, and we have to go 4 times that distance. Yeah, so we're talking 1,200. So unfortunately, this is not what we expected it to be, but that was such a cool spot. So we've effectively only gone to and from the Nether for the last 20 minutes making number calculations. I think it's time just to clear out this area. Come here, you. Oh boy. Slimes are my, magma slimes specifically are my, do the little ones hurt? Do I test this? Yeah, they do. Alright. For some reason I was thinking they didn't hurt, but clearly they had other plans. So what I need to do is clear out 25 blocks in all directions. This is going to be a 51 block diameter biosphere in all directions. So it'll be a dome. It'll have glass in the area that we can see out, but there's not much to see here. That's why I wanted to do it out in that pit where we can see in all directions. But let me go ahead and dig all this out, and then we can get in sculpting it with dirt. That is our center block. It's technically right there, but we are going to go 25 in all directions from that point. So this is going to be a little bit of counting. It's going to be a little boring, but we're going to go this direction, 25 blocks. That is 25 there. We should be able to check that value. We are at negative 37, geez. From 12, yes, that is 25 blocks out from the center. So now we gotta go in the opposite direction, and this is over a pit. This one we need to be a little more precise because we actually are limiting. What was that noise? It sounded like a bugle horn. I don't know what that was. But I want to be more precise with going this direction because we're going to use this as a back wall back here. We've got 25 in both those directions. I'll call that in our X direction. Now we got to get 25 in the Y direction as well. That is the other end. And do I have any torches on me? This actually might make it easier for me to show the limits of this. So just for reference, you can see the torch there, and in this tunnel here. Those are the limits of the diameter, or I guess the radius from here, but the radius of our sphere all the way around. Now that will be a domed structure all the way up and over in all directions, so we've got to clear out the base of this entire thing. And I think since we have quite a bit of our silk touch, I'm just going to dig out maybe 2 or 3 high all the way around so we can see the limits of this whole entire thing without all the extra blocks in between. So let me clear all this out, and then we can start laying out dirt. After all of this work and mathing and remathing, it appears that I had 1 block wrong somewhere along the way, and now we can fill a bit of these in. And we'll leave that open because I don't know where that goes. Oh, that goes to that cool place. We gotta leave that open. Let's take out this little chunk in here now that we've got the appropriate shape, and then we'll work on the other 4 hemispheres. So I've officially, after some calculation errors, have cleared out 1 hemisphere. A hemisphere being 1/4 section of this outline. Now, mind you, this is 25 blocks in both directions, but it also will be 25 blocks this way, and there'll be arches above us, and the whole thing will be 1/8, I guess, of a sphere. That's a little confusing. Don't know what that's called, but I know in a circle, this is called a hemisphere. So we've got this section done. We just have to duplicate this 3 more times before we can start laying out at least just some walls to start being able to fill in, and then we got to decide where the glass is going to go, where the structure is going to go, but we can't get to all that until we get the rest of this the rest of this dug out. Let's dug this and clean it out. We have created a monster. All right, we've cleared out the entirety of the base of the hemisphere, the biosphere we're building here, and we can already see just how big this is gonna be. Maybe a little bigger than I even anticipated. I didn't expect it to be this big, and we've got this problem going on. Just want to start there. Yeah, the little ones these are almost as bad as baby zombies. They're so hard to hit. All right, nailed it. So what we have is a 51 block diameter sphere. Obviously, we got a lot of clearing to do up in this area, but this is the base of what is going to be our nether base. I went with a spheroid shape, a semi-sphere. It's just the top half of the sphere, and I think it's going to look pretty cool in the end, but we have to figure out how to design all of this out. I haven't really thought this part through, but I want to have some supporting like beams that hold up the archways, and then anywhere we can see outside, which seems to be just this area here, will be a big glass wall on part of the dome, so we can see out into the nether itself. The other update that I want to add is I'm planning on making this biosphere the overworld. It is going to be the overworld in the nether. It's going to be a complicated build, nonetheless. And so what I got to get started with first, I brought all this dirt in actually to outline a lot of what I wanted to sculpt here. But I think with this netherrack, we've kind of sculpted, and since it's all been removal and not adding a lot of stuff, we've got a lot of... We kind of got it sculpted already anyway, so I don't think it's going to be necessary to use all of our dirt to sculpt this out. But what's going to be necessary is getting the floor done. And I'm kind of wishing now that I would have done this from the beginning, because this whole floor, since our portal lands on 80, needs to be dug out to 80 so we can put the new floor in that's not netherrack. I need to head back to the overworld. We'll dump off some of the stuff that we've gathered, including our dirt, and we'll come back with stone and stone brick. That is going to be the foundation for now of what I'm going to build the floor out of until we come back and decide what we're going to actually use. I'm going to use a lot of grass, a lot of pods, so a lot of different of the nature vibes. We're going to bring in, maybe we even built, this is, okay, hold on, pause, everybody pause. Grab your pens, your paper, and write this down so we do not forget. We've been wanting to build an apiary, or some sort of garden, a botanical garden. What if we brought our garden for all of our flowers, our custom trees and stuff, and did it here in the nether in our biosphere instead of in the overworld? I think that'll add a cool, unique layer to the nether, and also it'll be a reason to come back. We don't come here a whole lot unless we're farming blackstone, but if we had our biosphere, our garden here, our apiary as well, we're bringing some bees, I think that'll be reason enough. Let's head back, dump our resources, grab the stone, and start working on this floor. We've officially cleared out one more layer of this entire thing. It is now 4 tall, but we have the floor to install. Now, I have just recently put into consideration the fact that magma cubes are spawning in here, and the only way to stop that is put a non-spawnable block down. I don't want to have to go back to the overworld, but we may just do that one more time to bring in a crafting station and turn all of these bricks that all these blocks that we have and turn them into slabs. That will help us prevent the spawns of anything we don't want in here, like those pesky box boys. I think a few stacks of each is going to be plenty, and now we got to kind of lay out a design for the floor. We're going to probably perimeter everything with these stone bricks for sure. That's a good starting point. And then I might fill in with a little pattern, the stone slabs, and more of the stone bricks towards the center. Let's get some of this figured out, and then we can talk future design. Now, we've got this done. What I want to do is, so I don't really have an idea, but what I'm going to do is we're going to start by picking a center location like this. Can you not? And we're going to lead this all the way to the center without walking into that nether portal. We're just going to kind of grid this out, maybe in like pie shapes. I don't really have a plan. We're just kind of going with the flow. I'm not really liking this pattern that we got going on here. I think I may change some things out. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't like the things we do, and we've got to get rid of our mistakes. Now, we got to kind of decide. I think, you know what, we're going to call that, and we will put in the stone as floors, and we'll figure the rest of it out as we go. Like, obviously, there should probably be a pillar in this area, so we got to figure out what 2 lines intersect. It'd probably be this one and, I don't know, like in the middle here, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's fill it all in with stone. so we can get this thing spawn-proof so we can work on the rest of it without any interruptions. And that is it. I have 1 stone to spare. We brought in 8, maybe 10 stacks of smooth stone, and we used every bit of it and didn't even finish what we were doing. I do think, however, that we put a pretty good dent in what we have designed here today, and I think that's going to put a pretty good dent in the time that I also have today. Let's head back to the overworld, and we can discuss a little bit of things, this and that, before we get out of here. Now that we are back in the overworld, we can, well, first off, let's get rid of this gross stuff. We do not like wearing that. It's hot, it's sweaty. Yeah, it just smells like a sweaty gym locker room. Get rid of those. We do not need those for roughly the remainder of today, and hopefully for a little bit of the foreseeable future. What I wanted to show you is what's directly behind me. I went ahead and added this neat feature to the mega base. And what this does is this brings us up to the 2nd floor. This is the 2nd floor because remember that everything inside these chunks around here, including the ones beneath us, are fully automatic farms that are working away. As you can hear, I don't have slaves in here. Don't worry. You do not hear people talking beneath me. It is an automatic farm. And everything now will have a 2nd floor or a ceiling on it at this level. What I'm going to do from here up, well, I don't know. Maybe you guys got some ideas. Leave them in the comments down below. That would be great. And I will start workshopping some ideas of my own. But for now, I'm really enjoying just hanging out up here. I torched it up a little bit. And then I got working on this archway, which I'm excited to get this one done so we can close this in. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with inside these little entrances in a couple more episodes from now. But keep in mind that we have a dragon fight coming up very soon. That, I think, is going to signify the end of the episode today. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Since you're still here hanging out, don't forget to check out the channel. We have some fun community activities. We've got some trivia. We've got some this or that. We've got some polls. We've got some posts. I'm trying to stay as active as possible. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share with your friends, and leave a kind comment or kind words in the comment below. Also, thank you for hanging out with me today. Owen, I will get you in our member board the beginning of next episode. And as always, stay beautiful, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.